On this video, we're going to go over the top most important questions to ask your real estate agent about investing. I'm Peyton Fisher, and on this channel we talk all things real estate and investing. I am a licensed real estate agent and a licensed general contractor here in the state of Utah. Let's go. Number one, how long have you been licensed and how many hours a week do you put into your real estate career? And you might ask, well, why is this important? Well, if you're going to be investing in properties and you want to be educated yourself, you're probably going to be spending 1 to 2 hours a night after work looking, researching, doing your due diligence to find the best deal. Don't you think it's important to have an agent that's spending at least 40 to 50 hours a week in the real estate world? These are the agents that are going to be finding you the absolute best deals possible. And if an agent says they work any less than 40 hours a week, I would politely end the phone call and I would find another agent. Number two, how long have you been investing for in this specific area? Now, your agent, in my opinion, must have rentals in the area or have a really good reason why they don't. Because if they don't, they're not going to understand that market that they're trying to tell you to buy in. So for example, my realtor that I used back in the Midwest, she has 42 rentals and she manages an additional 13 rentals for other clients. So she can literally tell me everything about every street in her whole city. She knows the flood zones, the drug zones, the crime, the busy streets to stay away from. And she can literally go on and on and on about everything in that city. And so back to the original question on how long have you been investing in this city or this area? It's so important that they know what is a good deal and what is a bad deal, what is a good area and a bad area to buy in. Number three, please explain to me the returns that you are seeing when investing in this area of town. Now, if you're wanting an agent that knows the market, they're going to ask you, what kinds of returns are you looking for? Such things as a cap rate, cash on cash return, or a cash flow. Many different terms are out there on how you're actually going to be making the money. And so I've got a video at the end of this that I'll link that explains several of those terms. Your agent should be asking you, what do you want to see when you're looking at that? If your agent goes on and on about things that you don't understand, say, wait, I apologize, I don't understand that terminology. Can you please explain to me what return you're talking about or how you're configuring that? That way it will give you a very clear picture of how your agent is going to explain things to you that you might not understand, therefore exposing their communication. How good are they? So there's always a new and fancy way to explain, but you have to be able to understand what is going on. Do not move forward on a conversation about investing unless you understand what terminology, what they're actually talking about on that transaction or that deal. Very, very important to understand. Number four, how do you handle negotiations in this market? Now, this is a loaded question. You want to know how things are going on this market, not in the overall general market. Because if you're trying to purchase in a certain part of town in this demographics, it may be different than the entire part of town. If you're investing in a investment property like we're reaching out to the real estate agent for, you want to know how they're going to negotiate for a rental property. This is different than how you would negotiate for a first-time home purchase or for a personal residence. Completely different. The reason is if your real estate agent is literally going around lowballing everyone in this market where rentals are going on, and everyone is getting over asking price, it's not going to make sense to work with an agent who's willing to write offers that are never going to accept it. So along with this question, a follow-up question might be, how can you make my offer look better than the other offers? Then whatever they say, the next question is, why is that? It is so important to ask why. Why? The reason is, they are going to explain more of the way they run their business. You're going to get to know them better. And quite frankly, you're going to keep them talking. If you ask close-ended questions such as, how many deals are you going to do this year? They're going to say 15, 25, 35, 50, one-worded answer, and it's done. Then you have to talk again. How are you going to make my deal look better? You have the opportunity to keep them going. One of the hardest things to do in this is you want to keep talking. I would challenge you to keep your talk to as little as possible. That way you're getting a better feel for who they are as you're going through the interview process. Number 5. Now, there is a blunt way to ask this and there's a nicer way to ask this. I am more of a blunt person, so I like this. In my market, there is 1,100 agents. So I would say with 1,100 agents in the market here, why should I hire you? Now, the more polite way to say this would be, please take a minute and tell me why you're the best agent to work with when it comes to investing with properties here in the area. I urge you to follow up with responses with, why do you feel like you're the best at, whether they say communication, transactions, negotiating. And as you ask them, you're going to find out how confident they truly are about themselves. If you have a question that you would say would be on the top 5 or on the top 10, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Remember, try and listen to that little voice in your head, because you should already have a pretty good idea if you want to work with this agent. Don't feel committed to one agent after talking to them for just 10 minutes. If you want my help in finding that right agent for you, go ahead, shoot me an email, and I will get that taken care of for you. Make sure and watch this video on getting loans for investing. See you guys later.